is Monday, May the 5th, 2025. I am James. You are you. We are here. The 5th day of the 5th month of the 25th year of the 2000s. I do declare. What an incredible night we have in store for you. It was an incredible night that was scheduled to begin about 30 minutes ago. We have been dabbling and inching ever so slowly, but ever so closer back to 9 o'clock start times. I checked in with my main man, Dave Kaufman, earlier today. I said, so 10 p.m., 9:30. This guy goes 9:30. I feel good about it. And that should have been my first red flag, as they say in the dating world. Speaking of that, I didn't even know that was a thing until like 2 or 3 years ago. You hear people say things and you go, I don't know about that. Red flag. We're all being judged in these micro moments. You could say something that's so off the cuff. You don't know if anyone's going to harbor it. And it's not even extended to just when you're dating someone, getting to know each other. It's throughout the entire thing. And then you hear something like 5 years later gets thrown in your face like a hot cup of coffee at a deli from a deranged person sitting in the booth behind you. And then you turn to look and it's the guy who threw the coffee's masturbating all over your neck. Red flag, masturbating on me. That should have been the red flag when Dave said he felt good about 9:30. 9:30 hits, this guy ain't here. He's giving me the updates, and I'm not mad about it. I said, Dave, I'm going to follow your lead. Whatever you want to do, we'll do it. I was fully prepared to post an Instagram story saying, show's canceled tonight. We'll be back tomorrow. The guy even gave me the option. I said, what's the point? We're going to roll the dice anyways. What am I going to do? Advertise 9:30 tomorrow? We find ourselves in the same boat. The reason I bring this up is because I'm concerned about my dog, Dave. I think he's being bullied at home. I'm not convinced he's got a good home life. And frankly, nobody except for me ever stands up for this guy. He's going to deny it. Doesn't matter. You and I know the truth, right? You guys have been watching this show for 5 years. You guys have been watching this show for 5 years. You guys see our dynamic. Yeah, we like to tease each other. And by we, I mean me. You know I got this guy's back. Let's bring him in. He is the main squeeze in the world of At Home. It's Dave Kaufman. Dave?
Hey, James, what's going on, man?
I advertised that tonight's show has no format, no plan. We're going in cold.
That's right.
Why? Because I said, you got any ideas? You said, no. Then you said to me, you returned the volley. You got any ideas? I said, and I quote, zero zilch.
Yeah.
And then it occurred to me, I was like, oh, maybe we'll do clips. And I was looking for clips. And then I just didn't want to. Not because I was busy. I had really nothing else to do. But the idea, I'm going to tell you, I started searching for Wendy Williams clips. This lady, she's lost her mind.
She's a daytime television lady?
Yeah, she was a daytime talk show host. And I guess she would say all this unhinged stuff on the air. And then I saw my reflection in my computer screen. Like, I've been searching for Wendy Williams clips for 15 minutes. Is this going to be any better than me and Dave just rolling with the flow, as country legend Charlie Rich once said? And then tonight we were blessed by an unfortunate turn of events.
What's that?
Dave?
Yeah.
Your family is ruining your life.
Yeah. Well, they're not.
Take us through what I know. Usually we it's this segment I like to call recapping Dave's weekend.
Yeah.
We're going to skip that right off the hop.
Okay.
What about tonight made you feel good about a 9:30 start?
Well, I was feeling relaxed. I figured, my relaxed mood would spill over to bedtime, and it would cause my kids to, just sort of drift off to sleep in a peaceful manner.
Off to Never Never Land.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's what James
Hetfield.
Hatfield? Once
Hetfield.
Hetfield. James
Yeah, maybe
Hatfield is
that's
the
what you should be
astronaut.
doing to ease your kids to sleep.
Well,
Don't say a word and never mind that noise you heard. It's
well,
just the beast under your bed. Give your kids a
that's sort of what
complex.
ended up working in a sense.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put my daughter to bed, and my wife is putting my son to bed, and we're in a sort of bad routine where we lie with them until they fall asleep. And
Oh, hold on.
yeah,
So this is a bad routine. You think this is a bad routine. You're caught in the trap.
I think it can lead to some kind of inability for them to
Complex. Yeah.
not a complex, but
Don't leave. Don't
yeah,
leave,
yeah,
Daddy.
exactly.
Right?
Well, sort
Okay.
of. So I almost have my daughter asleep. I'm doing great. Firstly,
What are you doing?
we start bedtime at 8:30.
Okay.
Put pajamas on, brush teeth. We're in bed at 8:40. I figure I got 50 minutes. I'm crushing right now. I'm ahead of schedule. Surely they're gonna fall asleep in 50 minutes. And so I lie down. My daughter and I play the animal game, where we
Now, yeah, what's the animal game? Is it listing animals?
not quite. We say a feature of a couple of features of an animal, and the other person has to guess what it is. So let's play right now, James. This
Okay.
animal's a large. It's got big ears and a big nose, and it's gray. Now, what could it be, James?
Is it your dad?
Yeah, it's my dad when
I'm
he's
gonna,
not
I'm gonna
taking
guess
his
it's an
vitamins.
elephant.
Yeah, it's an elephant.
All right.
So we do an animal
Now,
game back
are
and
your
forth.
daughter's clues good or are they garbage?
Oh, I'll give you one of my daughter's clues, and you see if you can get it.
Okay.
This animal is red with black spots.
Red with was it a ladybug?
You got it, James. You're pretty good
Well,
at
it's
the
not an
animal
animal though.
game.
It's an insect. It's
Right,
an insect.
right. But you
So
know,
this is the flaw with the game is that I could have been, well, is it a fox?
could have. I
And then
mean,
you got some little kid. No, it's a ladybug.
yeah, exactly. Well, you get many
Well, that's not
guesses.
exactly an animal.
Sure.
This is the debate that your daughter would have with, let's say, Mark Rowland. Well,
Yeah.
actually, it's
Yeah.
not quite an animal. And then you're like, hey, shut up, man.
It's a 4-year-old you're talking to.
Yeah. Okay, so you're playing the animal game. You've got her on the ropes.
So my daughter's almost asleep. We're done the animal game. I sing her a couple of songs. Skinnamarink Dinky Dink, Skinnamarink Doo, and I Love You. It's the classics. And
All right,
then
so you're already saying I love you.
to her, yeah. And then she's falling
Cool.
asleep.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm in the zone.
So you've created that connection.
Yeah, I'm in the zone. This is playoff overtime, and I'm cruising to get into the next round. Then from the other room, I hear,
Hold on, there's a bit of a flaw in that metaphor you use. You're in overtime and you're cruising to the next round. Usually overtime is high stakes, it's anyone's game.
okay,
I think
fine.
what you want to say is it's like the second
I'm up
period and
3-1 in the
5-0,
series. I'm up 3-1 in the series.
but you're in overtime?
Okay, forget about the overtime.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Forget the overtime. I'm up 3-1 in the series. It's the bottom of the ninth.
Okay. Well, this does make sense because usually baseball playoffs are the
Yeah.
MLB postseason is the best
Yeah.
of 7.
Yeah. And, I got a power play. Then from the other room, I hear, Daddy, Daddy. It's my son, not my wife.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then I go over there.
Let's talk about your son for a second.
Yeah, sure.
I've said it on the show. He's a wrecking ball.
He's a wrecking ball. He's a
Yeah.
bruiser.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's been crying all night up to this. So I go and he's like, I want daddy. So I'm like, all right.
How do you feel about in that moment? How do you feel about that? Are you kind of like complimented?
I'm pretty complimented. Normally he's a mama's boy through and through. He always wants his mom. For whatever reason, on this eve, he wanted me.
Wanted a guy's night.
Yeah, he wanted a bit of a boy zone in bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I lie down. We switch. I lie down with him, And then he starts just like whining about everything. And then my daughter, who was almost asleep in the other room, now starts yelling and screaming in the other room too. And then my son says, "Oh, I need to bring mommy her phone." I said, "What are you talking about? Go to sleep."
Yeah.
And he starts wailing about bringing his mom his phone. So I say, "Stop it!"
Okay, you yell at
I
him.
yell at him.
You feel bad when you
I
yell
feel
at him?
very bad about it.
How bad on a scale of 1 to 10?
Probably 8.5.
How does he react when you yell at
He
him?
starts crying even harder.
Is it like a scared cry or like I'm humiliated?
That's I'm humiliated cry. Then I
Yeah.
say, "Fine, go take the phone. I don't
So
care
you give
anymore."
in.
Well,
You give
I
in.
give in. I said, "Hurry up!" And then he
You give
starts.
in, putting the show on the brink of cancellation.
Yeah, he runs
Now,
to the
does
other
he
room.
have your wife's phone?
No, he runs to the other room without the phone.
So it's a
Then,
fake phone.
then runs back, grabs the phone, then runs back again, delivers the
Okay.
phone, and then runs back and lies in bed, and then he falls asleep instantly.
Right. Okay.
And then, I waited 5 minutes just to make sure that everything was okay. And
And you're like, oh, I got to go be on an internet show that nobody
I
likes.
walked by my daughter's room while my wife is lying in bed with her, and I went downstairs, and
Now, are they playing the animal game together?
they should be sleeping. I think the animal game has passed its due.
Okay.
So anyway, whole thing took me an hour and 35 minutes.
Now, leading into this whole bedtime thing, is that a nightly like, oh no?
Yep, it sucks.
All right, we're going to address something that we were
Sure.
talking about off
So I'm
air.
wearing this scarlet letter behind me.
Yeah.
9:30.
Yeah, it's a mark of shame.
Yeah,
Okay. I want to talk about something we were talking about off air.
sure.
Now, Dave, you can choose not to talk about it, but it's going to bring the show to a standstill.
Which it already is at, so go ahead.
Dave,
Yeah.
Dave, you're talking about having another kid.
Well, we were considering it.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I said to you,
Yeah.
think about everything that's going on in your life now. That will make it worse.
Yeah, sure. Sure. There's a lot of
Could you,
negatives.
yeah, could you imagine, let's just say
Hmm.
you and your wife conceive
Yeah.
this month.
Ooh.
What is yeah, let's paint the picture here.
Yeah.
You take your wife to bed
Oh. Ooh.
and
Baby.
you've got an erection.
Okay.
And you're like, man, I don't know what to do about this thing.
Right. I have an erection on the way to bed. Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you took a blue chew.
Yeah. The doctor says it should go away
Yeah.
in 4
Yeah,
hours.
blue chew a day keeps the doctor away.
Yeah, it's true.
So
It's like a multivitamin.
Yeah, you put in a
Mhm.
great 6-minute performance.
Whoa, that's long.
There's no preamble. You get right into it because you don't know at any moment.
Let's just say I'd make the show on time.
Yeah, you make the show on time.
Yeah.
Because there's a couple things at stake. There's that, but there's like, oh man, my son might barge in with a phone.
Yeah.
Now, what is 9 months from now? February.
Yeah.
Let's skip ahead.
Well, I'd have a go bag.
Let's skip ahead another year now.
Okay.
February 2027.
Okay.
It's bedtime. It's
Yeah.
bedtime all over again.
So
This show doesn't start until 11.
No, the show doesn't start until 11.
And it's all because you couldn't keep it in your pants.
And then I would, I guess. Sure, I guess if you put it that way. But there'd be another beautiful life in this world.
We don't know that.
Well,
What if this kid that you have
Yeah.
grows up
Mm-hmm.
to be a domestic terrorist?
Domestic.
Sure. Yeah.
Not even an international.
Your here, let me put it to you this way. Would you rather have a son or a daughter? If you had to pick.
Oh, I don't know. I can't say.
Gun to your head.
Gun to my head.
Let's just say it's a
I'll
boy.
say for the purpose of the conversation, I'll say daughter for the purposes of this conversation.
Okay, either way, daughter, son, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They blow up NDG Porch Fest. an act of
in
domestic
in like
terror.
a suicide bombing, or like do I lose my kid,
Um,
or is it sort of
no,
a
no, they
remote
live.
kind of
They
thing?
they live because let's just
Is it
say
a
in this
Ted
hypothetical
Kaczynski kind of
world,
thing? Yeah.
because if this hypothetical radicalized child that you
What am I
has
talking about?
passes, then your life gets better. Now there'd be grieving, like what could we have done? And I'm over here saying, well, I'll tell you what you could have done. You could have wrapped that baby before you snuck it in.
Yeah, sure, sure, but you never know. You
So your
can't.
son or daughter blows up NDG Porch Fest,
The thing is,
lives.
mhm,
You got to go to trial.
yeah. Well, I
Your
could
kid,
disown him.
your kid is convicted.
Yeah,
Now you're doing jail visits.
true. You know, the morality of the situation sort of depends on what act of Porch Fest that they hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want you to consider your options.
Okay. So what are my options?
Additionally,
What are my
think
options?
about think about how much money it's going to cost you.
Yeah, I mean that's a legitimate
You
concern.
already work a lot.
I do work. I work for hard for my money. So
We
hard for
haven't
my
we
money.
have not hung out socially,
Mm-hmm.
I would say, in months.
Not true. Months?
Months. When was the last time we got together to hang out, you and me?
Just the two of us, or in general?
Yeah, just the two of us.
Because we were at WrestleMania. I came
Yeah,
to your
you
place.
came over to James's famous WrestleMania party.
Yeah,
You were late though.
it's like one of those Diddy parties.
Why were you late to the party, do you think?
Why? Because I was putting my kids to bed.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I didn't miss much.
You missed a hell of a good time with the guys.
That's true. That's true.
Because you know what they say about WrestleMania?
Wait.
For
What
the
do they say?
boys.
Sorry?
It's for the boys.
It is for the boys. Well, some
Okay.
ladies like WrestleMania. The LLWM.
That was the worst acronym in the history of this show.
Ladies love cool WrestleMania.
LLCM. So they only like the cool ones.
LLCWM.
Dave, just give up while you're ahead here. I want to recap your weekend.
Sure.
I love to hear about your weekend. It's unlike domestic terrorism, it's domesticated fun for the whole family.
Sure.
Walk me through your weekend.
Well, Thursday
David.
is the real day that you start the weekend. Everyone knows that. And I did a fun show at Variations Mile End.
Okay, well, yeah, let's get into that. I've been trying to book you on a show
Yeah.
that I host 99% of the time.
Yeah.
And as Vanilla Fudge once sang in their cover song, you just keep me hanging on.
Okay.
I will ask you on a Friday. I'll tell you later. Then I'll give you a day. So it's Sunday. Dave, what do you think? I'll let you know later today. Then Monday, I'll ask right away. Dave, I'm still waiting. Okay, well, I'll let you know tomorrow. So it's not later today, it's tomorrow. And then,
Yeah.
and then Tuesday rolls around. Hey, man, so are you in? I still don't know yet. You better book it without me, which means in the 5 days you've had, you haven't chipped away at any work. And it's because you're afraid to ask your wife, correct?
Now, I'm not going to say that that's exactly true, but it has the spirit of truth, what you're saying right now.
I would say that I've got the scheduling perfect.
I don't think it's exactly right, but it's close. It's close enough.
Bull crap.
Yeah.
Bull crap.
Bull crap, okay.
You're trying to save face in front of our viewers.
No, I'm not. I'm just trying
the
to be
most
honest.
I'm going to give you is maybe I ask on Saturday.
I normally will tell you by the Monday to book somebody else.
No, it's not by the Monday.
Okay, fair
Not
enough.
by the Monday. And it's because what I believe, you're trying to find the right moment to ask permission. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah.
So you have to ask permission to pursue your dreams.
That's right. Yeah.
So not only am I advocating for you to not have another kid on this day, the 5th day of the 5th month of the 25th year of the 2000s,
Yeah.
I think you should get a divorce.
I don't know.
And
It's a lot to think about.
stay single for 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know. I think I could do 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
Dude, I do 2 years with my eyes closed.
Yeah, you could do 2 decades with your eyes closed.
Wow, there it goes. And she's out of here.
Yeah.
You did the show.
Mm-hmm.
Dave, what was your report on the show? I hosted.
My report or my rapport?
No, your reports, not the rapport you had with the show, but we can get into that. Did you have a good time?
I had a good time. It was fun. It was fun vibes too. I feel like, it's like
I run a fun ship.
You run a fun ship, yeah.
Yeah.
And you only made
you
fun of me a little bit. You
wouldn't know because you're not there that often.
Well, yeah, but I imagine every show you do, I imagine it.
Oh, you imagine it?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm like, what's this one like? You think when I close my eyes when I'm doing
trying
bedtime?
To put your kids to bed.
Yeah. And I imagine what's it called when you travel out of your body?
You're sitting there playing the animal game.
Yeah.
Thinking about an improv show 20 minutes away from your house.
Hey, what about this one? It's long. It's got scales.
Oh, is it a snake?
Yeah, you got it.
All right. We should do this as a full hour next week, going back and forth. All right, round 3. Now, Dave, when I brought you out with the cast, I introduced you to everyone as my best friend.
Yeah.
Did you like that?
Honestly, no.
Why not?
Not because I just felt like in the context of a show, it feels a little bit sarcastic. Yeah.
But I meant it.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if you meant it or not. It's how it felt.
And as the show is going on, I periodically checked in with you to ask if you liked scenes that you were not in.
That's right.
Which I noticed your face being very critical of certain scenes. Is that fair?
There were a few scenes where I felt like...
You thought they were garbage.
You know, you watch an improv scene and you say, well, that's a choice.
Yeah, so you found some of the choices to be garbage. We can say it.
Yeah.
There's sometimes, I'm going to be perfectly transparent, I will come out at the top of a show on a Thursday and say, guys, this is a cast tonight. Last week's cast was garbage. It was completely filled top to bottom with trash. Tonight is nothing but treasures.
Mm-hmm. And do you mean it?
Sure.
And does it work out that way?
That night's show is good?
Yeah.
I mean, even when the show isn't good, I make it good.
Yeah, like, again,
I run a tight ship.
The show on Thursday was a good show.
Yeah.
Was every choice made by all the improvisers always
good? Maybe that's not what improv's about.
Yeah, it's not what it's about.
Walking on the edge of the razor blade. But I do want to bring something up. For the past couple weeks on this show, we've been talking about the name John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Or Smith.
Yes, or Smith, the CBC correspondent.
Yeah.
In Ottawa, John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith. Meanwhile, at home, some guy in, like, North Bay is watching. He's John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt, and he says...
Hey, that's not my name, too.
Yes. I can't remember what. I think there was a guy in the crowd who maybe said his name was John, and then I said... Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. And it was responded to by the audience with complete and utter silence.
You just hear the wind.
Yeah, you hear the wind and not the Cat Stevens song, although that would have been apropos.
That's a great song.
What's your name? It's John. Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. I listen to the wind of my soul. Where I'll end up, well, I guess only God really knows. I sat up on the setting sun. It gets nothing. It's silence. And then I turn around to start laughing. Because I am so tickled that no one cared. But simultaneously, you're sitting there knowing what I'm doing. So it's like a fun telepathic game for you and I. Hey, what's your name? John. Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. And then I said, that's a reference that will soon to be extinct.
Mm-hmm. You think so? Probably.
I'd like to think that this show, you and I collectively are going to rebuild the equity behind John Jacob Jingleheimer
We
Schmidt.
got to make it go viral.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bring it back into the cultural zeitgeist.
Yeah, we'll have to do some like Instagram reels. I'll put on kind of that mild Italian Montreal accent, and it's like we're reviewing a restaurant, but hey guys, we found the only John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt in Montreal.
Not
Check
true.
it
His
out.
name is my name too.
Yeah, and it's also the person who runs the account.
Yeah.
Dave, any final thoughts on the show? You're doing it this week as well.
I am?
Well, yeah,
Interesting.
I messaged you and I said, did you have a good time or some crap like that? You're like, yeah. And I said, great, because you're in this week.
Yeah. Well,
This is what I want you to do. You have your phone with you?
I do right here.
I want you to text your wife.
I'm not doing that.
I want you to say,
I have
oh,
three,
by the way.
I have three
Oh,
texts from her during this episode. I'm not,
what do they say?
Well, it's about buying a house.
Now what if you sent her that meme, that kind of like screen cap of a text conversation where someone says, "Sorry to hear that," or "I'm happy about you. I'm not reading all of that." How do you think she would respond?
I would say not well.
I want you to text her and say, "Oh, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
I have a show this Friday."
Yeah.
Because I know that you're booked for a couple shows
Mm-hmm.
this Friday already. So excuse me, I meant to say Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
These shows you never have a hard time doing. Interestingly enough,
The one that
my
I produce,
my shows you can never do.
the one that I produce on a regular schedule that I play.
Oh, you produce both shows on Friday?
Well, no, but I'm already out for the show that I produce, so I'm already there.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna stick
Oh, so you
around.
found a life hack. Okay.
It's a life hack.
Yeah. But the shows I do, you can't even ask permission.
That's right.
That's pretty interesting, don't you think?
It's not interesting. It's more because I'm a coward.
Okay, so it's established.
I just
Now,
like to find, you know.
hey, look, it's all fair in love and war. I used to do the show you produce.
That's true. You were the host.
I was the host.
But yeah, when I need to find the right moment, it's like double dutch. You're waiting as the ropes go, and then you got to find the right moment to ask, "Hey, can I do a show on Thursday?"
Now I can't relate at all. I've never been married. I've
Yeah.
never even lived with a woman.
Sure.
Too damn scared.
Yeah.
I don't have kids.
Never even kissed a lady.
Yeah, I'm coming out for the first time tonight as someone who's never kissed.
Yeah.
It's like that movie Never Been Kissed.
Yeah. Drew Barrymore.
I think that
Justin Long?
if I was
No.
no, I think it's pre Justin Long.
Yeah.
If I was married,
PJL.
this would be a constant tug of war.
Yeah.
And I'd say, I don't know what to tell you. I'm doing the show.
Well, I think that for you it'd be slightly different because most of your, I would say, like, not all of it, but a lot of your work is at night, right? So
Yeah.
I got to go to work. That's like a great excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
What now, Dave?
Yeah.
What if we give you a job? What if you pick up some extra work at night?
If I could, I mean, if this could
And
contribute
we're not
to
talking, Dave. We're not talking about a rim job.
Sure. Aw. If I could put a down payment on a house with work that I get at night, I'm sure my wife would allow that.
This would not cover any down payment. You couldn't even buy a Barbie dream house with the money you'd make at this job.
Well, then it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tougher sell.
All right.
Although my daughter does like Barbies.
Well, whose daughter doesn't?
I don't know.
Dave, let's get back into it. Your weekend.
Yeah.
We're winging it tonight. We're just going with the flow.
Sure. Oh, yeah. So that was Thursday.
What happened on Friday?
Friday?
Did you get lucky?
No.
Okay.
Friday I went to... this is what happened on Friday.
Dave, we got to get you laid.
Here's what happened on Friday. I'm looking for a house to buy.
Yeah.
We went to after work. I went to a house visit, and then I went to a birthday party for my niece at a
So another little kid birthday
another
party.
little kid event. But this one was at a Jewish party, so you weren't
So
allowed.
wait, so her birthday was at a different Jewish party,
No, her
or it
birthday
was
was
her?
on Shabbat, which is like
Okay,
a Jewish dinner, and you're not
okay,
allowed at their house. You can't use like electronics or anything. So I couldn't
sure.
check my phone or anything. And by the time we were like, "Oh, this house we saw was pretty good."
Hold
Yeah.
on. Yeah, you do.
What do you mean?
You check your phone.
I'll check it
You
in the
sneak
back.
you sneak away to the bathroom. Okay. I don't want your rabbi to be watching right
Yeah.
now. That's what this show needs is a
A
rabbi
rabbi?
character.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
rapping
we need
rabbi, maybe?
I believe that's a joke from The
Is
Simpsons.
it?
Yeah, the rapping
I wouldn't
rabbis.
know. I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons.
Can't eat pork, not even with a fork. Can't touch this.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
So, or my wife doesn't cheat on the phone. She won't go into the washroom and use the phone. I'll go to the washroom like 5, 6 times, pretend I have
Yeah,
intestinal
I don't know.
problems.
That kosher dinner's making my stomach growl. I better hit the
Yeah,
bathroom again.
people
And then
think
you're checking your Ethereum, I don't even know, stocks,
sure my coins.
s sending me a copious amount of Twitter links.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
And then
So it a birthday party or a birthday party slash Shabbat
it was a
night?
birthday party slash Shabbat.
They couldn't even give the kid a birthday party without it also being Shabbat.
Well, Shabbat's like when everyone gets together. It's like a big community event. All the neighbors come by. I had to sit at the kids'
Okay.
table for some reason. They put me and my wife at the kids' table.
Did you like that?
It was fine. The kids were funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we got out of the dinner. My wife checks her phone. She's like, "Oh, the house we just saw has 2 offers, and somebody." And then an hour later was an accepted offer, so it's gone.
Now, do you care at all? You're like, whatever.
Well, I'm just like, oh fuck.
Yeah. On Shabbat.
Oh yeah, it's a little bit on Shabbat of all days.
So you're sitting at a little kid table getting text updates,
Yeah, and
like you're
deals are
missing a
going on.
sporting event. Like, oh
Yeah,
man.
yeah, exactly.
Well, how did your wife know that the
It was
offers
like,
went in if she wasn't looking at her phone?
well, when we left, which was at 9:30, she saw that all this action had happened on the side.
Yeah, it seems like you're able to accomplish a lot of things at 9:30, except for some things.
Yeah, I don't know
All
what
right.
you're talking about, James.
Yeah. All right. So how was the little kid birthday party?
It was fine, It's all like kosher food. Jewish food's not like the greatest. Uh,
Dave, cut the crap. You think it sucks.
I mean, it's
Well,
fine.
you we've been candid about this before. It's fine. I don't want to sit around eating Irish food.
Yeah, but you're not going to go to a Jewish food restaurant.
I would. I think that'd be interesting.
What would you get?
I don't know.
Brisket?
Schnitzel?
Schnitzel.
What's wrong with brisket?
I guess it's fine. I don't know.
I'd be fine.
All right, I'm over it. I guess I'm over it.
Well,
That's
yeah, you
close.
grew up with it. I didn't.
Yeah, but like if you compare Italian to Jewish, you're like, oh, it's night and day.
All right. Okay.
Or like Chinese food, Japanese food,
Yeah. Literally any other food.
literally any other food.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was fine. The kids had a good time, and I enjoy like living vicariously through their joy.
Okay.
Because I don't have any in my own life. And
Well, don't tell me I don't try to bring you some.
You're
All
right.
these, I'm like, hey, we should hang out. Let's get a coffee. Do you want to do this show?
You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. And then we went home, and the kids fell asleep really late again.
Okay.
Sorry,
take it to
my life's
Saturday.
not exciting.
Let's take it to Saturday now.
Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh, what happened on Saturday? I brought my daughter to dance class,
Oh.
and then my wife had a Japanese head massage at like 1 that I bought her for Mother's Day,
Yep.
and I watched the kids, and I went to another open house.
Okay. Didn't get that house either, I imagine.
Didn't get that house either, although we still
Okay.
could put in an offer.
All right.
And then
Okay, let's yeah.
yesterday, which was Sunday,
Yeah, we're taking it to Sunday. Are you
Brought
going to
my-
wrap it up with some fun?
I brought my daughter to T-ball.
Yeah.
That was all right. My wife had a baby shower, so I was watching the kids again.
Yep.
Did a lot of babysitting this weekend.
So let's go to T-ball.
Yeah.
A couple months ago, I accompanied you and your family
Mm-hmm.
to your daughter's skating class,
Yeah.
where she failed.
Sure.
She did not receive a ribbon.
Yeah. She was. I don't want to. I don't want
She was held back. I'm not making fun of her.
to. Okay, fine. She was. She was. I guess unofficially held back.
I never even learned how to swim.
Okay.
And as Phil Collins once said, "Take a look at me now."
Still can't swim.
Still can't swim.
Yeah. She for the longest time had the difficulty figuring out how to glide on the skates. And she figured it out in the last class, so I was very happy.
The reason I bring this up is I'm curious to know, how is she as a T-ball player?
I would say she's all right. She's probably more naturally apt at T-ball than skating. I wouldn't say that she's a phenom. She's
not hitting dingers like Mark McGuire.
No, she's not a Vladimir Guerrero.
Oh, nos amours.
Yeah, or she's not a
You gonna try to list
Vladimir
more
Guerrero
Expos?
Jr.
Well, he never played for the Expos, but
Oh, he's still a baseball player, no?
he is, yeah. But I thought we were reminiscing about the great days of the Montreal Expos.
Dude, I couldn't name you another Expos player.
All right. So last week I asked you, gun to your head, can you name one
my mother's
Montreal
head.
Canadian?
Yeah.
Oh, right. It was to your mother's head.
Yeah.
You're telling me you can't name one other Montreal Expo other than Vladimir Guerrero?
Let me think. No.
So your mom has been murdered 2 weeks in a row on this show.
Felipe Alou. Moses Alou?
You're close. It's not Moses, it's Moises. But Felipe Alou did play for the Expos. He was also the manager.
Okay. Well, there you go.
There you go. Your mom lives.
Yeah.
There you go. And a couple weeks ago it was the Expos Fest.
Oh.
Yeah, which is an event I would always imagine would be fun. It's basically like an Expos Con for people that still reminisce about, as I mentioned, Nos Amours.
It's like Expo 67.
Well, those are unrelated.
But for the Expos.
Well, Expo 67 was like a World's Fair.
Yeah, but this is one.
Have you ever seen footage of this thing?
My dad worked there.
Really? What did he do?
I don't know. Some shit.
You don't know what your dad did at Expo 6? This is fascinating.
You want me to text him right now? I'll ask him.
Yeah, I want to write the text though.
Okay.
I'm not gonna make you look foolish. Don't worry.
Okay.
All right. How would you like say hey dad or hi dad, or would you be like hey dad?
I'd say yeah. Hey dad, just wondering what your job.
Okay,
was.
hold on.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna write this. Hey dad,
Hey dad.
comma line break.
Okay.
I'm sitting here thinking.
Okay.
You're already nervous. I haven't said anything out of sorts.
Well, I just feel like this is long-winded.
No. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Dad, I'm sitting here thinking, and I have to know. I just have to know.
I just have to know.
Yeah. Hey, Dad, I'm sitting here thinking. I have to know. I just have to know.
No, I'm not doing that. Okay,
Why?
Keep going.
You mentioned you worked at Expo 67. What is it that you did? I have to know.
Okay.
Now, do you think your dad's awake?
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to get this text and be like, what?
I'm gonna rephrase the text to be more.
Now,
in my voice.
what if you start with this? You up?
Like
right?
it's
Hey,
a
Dad,
snap message.
Hey, Dad. What if you just send this first text? Hey, Dad, you up?
I'm just gonna say, hey Dad, what was your job at Expo 67?
All right, you can send that text, but it's a lot crappier than the one I crafted. So this whole time, your old man worked at Expo 67. You don't even know what he did. Probably a vendor or something, maybe like a tour guide.
I think it was a vendor of some kind, ticket guy or something like that.
Okay, so maybe a ticket
I sent
taker.
him a message. It's delivered.
All
Let's
right.
see if he gets back to me.
Does he have red receipts on?
I believe so. It's delivered, not
What
red.
kind of phone does he have?
He has my mom's old iPhone. Whenever my mom upgrades phones, he'll take her old
He gets
phone.
an old upgrade.
Yeah, he gets the hand-me-downs.
All right.
Yeah. Despite the fact that he could very well afford his own phone, he only takes old electronics.
Well, in a marriage, what's yours is mine and what's mine is yours.
How would you know, James?
You're right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, what did you do this weekend, James?
What did I do this weekend?
Yeah.
Am I starting with Thursday?
Yeah.
Well, I hosted this show.
Right. Any
That's what I
talented
did.
improvisers in it?
Any talented improvisers?
Yeah.
Yeah, cast
Any
by the most
stars?
talented producer.
Yeah. Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, Harvey Weinstein presents improv featuring Dave
Oh
Kaufman.
no.
Yeah.
Why did I say that?
Yeah, put the fries in the bag, bro. On Friday, I played some mini putt.
Really? Whereabouts?
Yeah, I went
Putt-putt?
now I went to Putting Edge where
Putting Edge,
you and me went
Yeah.
in the before COVID times. And as I was there, I thought, oh yeah, this place sucks. And it's a glow in the dark mini putt, and I realized it's less glow in the dark than it used to be.
Oh, it's fading. The shine is
Yeah,
fading.
it's fading, although they did reconfigure and change the layout and stuff.
Now you seem like a guy who would like mini putt for some reason.
You know what? I love outdoor mini putts.
Okay. Yeah.
I like
Do you
outdoor mini.
Do you like bowling?
Yeah, I like bowling. I like any of those type of leisure
You
games.
like
Bowling,
games? I feel like you're a games guy.
darts are fun.
Yeah. Pool.
Well,
You
this
like
is the
pool?
thing. I'm bad at pool.
Okay, but
As
you
I've
like
gotten older, I've become less of a smack talker, but it is fun.
Yeah.
I think smack talk amplifies the fun of these games.
Really? Okay.
Oh yeah, if I was a hockey player, I'd be on the bench. I'd play under 5 minutes a game, and I'm there just to stir the pot. I'm on the bench chirping.
Would you ever put money on these games, James?
Yeah, I would. I'd love to make it interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, bocce is another fun low impact sport.
I feel like I'm good at games.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty good at them.
Now what if we put on the at-home Olympics?
Sure, like a decathlon almost.
A decathlon of low impact, low life sports.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Bowling, mini putt, bocce, darts,
Yeah.
beer pong.
What's that one that's at VME, the with the big wooden board?
Oh, sure, that is.
Knuckle or knuffle?
It's like a name like that. I never remember the name of it.
Yeah, those are fun.
I played
too.
once and I thought this sucks.
Really?
This game is not fun.
Okay.
Well, it hurts your finger just flicking these little kind
Yeah,
of like
those hurt, yeah.
yeah, it's like tiny little wooden like curling rocks.
Yeah, I used to have that at my grandmother's house, and you could really hurt your nail doing that.
But you can do a number on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I played mini putt on Friday. What did I do yesterday? No, this is Saturday. I went and saw that comedian Stavros.
Halkias?
Yeah, I went. That was nice. Fun to see comedy.
No
And then
invite over here.
yeah, well, I did not put it together. It was former technical director of the show, Andy Asaf,
Interesting.
put it together for Dimitri Kirez's birthday.
Oh, okay.
We had a great time. We ate at the Montreal Pool Room. Friends of me, so then friends of the show.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
I love those guys. And then yesterday I worked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
So I think
We
what
both
we're
have,
understanding.
pretty boring lives.
Well, that's exactly what I was getting at. You and me need to shake things up.
You're right. We need to go on another road trip.
Really?
Yeah, maybe.
All right. What does that look like to you, David?
What do you mean? What does it look like?
Where are we going?
Well, I mean, if it's a road trip, then we probably want to drive there.
Yeah, and by we mean you.
Yeah, which means we don't want to go too far.
Hmm.
I could see us going to,
Toronto.
well, that's where we went last time. Well, we went to Vancouver.
Yeah.
Boston. Well, we already
Maybe
did
we,
Boston.
yeah, we already did Boston.
We already did Toronto.
Yeah. Well, I guess we've done all the road
Yeah,
trips.
we've done it all.
Well, this is the thing. I don't know. I feel a little conflicted about, I don't want to turn this political, visiting the United States.
Yeah, I canceled my. I had a trip there going to Maine in the summer, and I canceled it.
Really?
Yeah,
My man.
yeah. I wasn't feeling great about going down there, and so I'm not.
Okay, so are you displacing your trip somewhere in Canada?
Yeah, the plan is to go to one of the great road trippable places, Toronto.
Oh. So not even to like another coastal
Well,
town.
we're gonna go to like Sandbanks. We're gonna go to. I think that's what it's called, right? Sandbanks.
Yeah, you're gonna hang out on the Danforth.
Yeah, we'll do. We're gonna go camping.
Maybe you should buy an old house on the Danforth.
We rented like a glamping kind of scenario.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Did that reference get lost on you?
buy a house on the Danforth.
Yeah. We bought an old house on the Danforth.
Oh, yeah, okay.
She loves me and her body keeps me warm. And I'm happy.
That might be
This is
one of their
where
best
we
songs.
used to live.
It's a great song. That might be one of their best songs.
That's one of their best songs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's one of their best songs.
This guy, and that's like he's a monster. This guy can't handle being dumped. Broke into the old apartment.
Yeah.
This is where we used to. So he's probably
So
on a
many
bender.
memories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's getting mad for punching holes in the wall.
Yeah.
This guy sounds like he's a maniac.
Oh, my dad wrote me back.
Here we go. Okay, breaking news. We're going to find out where Dave's dad worked as part of Expo 67 back when he was 40 years old.
Okay, there's a multi-parts to this.
Yeah,
First,
okay, so hold on. Read your part and then his part.
hey Dad, what was your job at Expo 67? First, I was a ticket taker on the Ballade with 4 to 5 passenger vehicles of roughly 20 persons each.
Sounds like you're reading like a breakdown from a Wikipedia page.
Driven by a tractor trailer. Then I worked for a camera shop. Great summer jobs with carnival-like spirit.
It's like reading a Google review.
My dad is very formal when it comes to text messages.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can...
What? Get a conversation going here.
No, I'm not going to write him back.
You're just going to leave him on red?
I'll be right. Oh, very interesting.
What if you write this? Thanks anyways.
I'm not going to do that. This man's pouring his heart out to me about one of his...
Wait, hold on. You consider that pouring his heart out?
For my dad? Yeah.
Yeah, you asked him a question and he answered you like it was an AI generated response.
The fact that he wrote great summer jobs with carnival-like spirit, that's him being very proud of me asking.
Okay.
And
You should ask if he has any photos.
I've seen some photos. He's shirtless in them.
So he was shirtless at work?
Well, I was shirtless in front of a big globe.
All right. What was his body like? How would you review his body? Can you review it in the way that he reviewed his job? Yeah, review your dad's body in the tone of your dad.
First, it was a tanned upper frame. Middle 5 feet. Could use a little bit more benching for a firmer upper pectoral section.
Yeah, give me an overall.
Lower half, short shorts, socks up to knees. It was a fun outfit for an enjoyable summer.
Now, do you think you could work on some type of tech where it's like AI, but you're like, oh, can you talk about this? But it's like it says it like your dad.
Yeah.
The response is like your dad. You could create that?
Yeah.
Are you capable of making a text adventure game?
Yeah.
What if we... Is it possible you can create and program an at-home text adventure game?
I've actually thought about doing this already, to be honest.
Really?
I had thought about this, and I had thought about a sort of like two-dimensional, like early Grand Theft Auto, like
Yes. Yeah,
yeah.
the overhead.
Yeah, something like that. Or
Yeah.
maybe more like one of those Ninja Turtle arcade games where it's like the side
Those
scrollers.
games were so great.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, you're just walking through the areas like whoop, 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 and then you all just get swarmed with a wave of bad guys.
Yeah.
It's just that for an hour.
Yeah. You just shoving quarters into the machine.
And have you ever played the Michael Jackson arcade game Moonwalker?
I've seen it. I haven't played it.
This game is insane.
Actually, that's not true. I have played it on a. You can get it on. Uh, uh, it's called MAME, which is an arcade emulator. You can download a bunch of
Yeah.
old arcade games.
I think there's a part where he grabs his crotch after he defeats guys or
Yeah.
whatever, and he just goes like,
Yeah. You're peeking. You're peeking off the.
"Yeah, I can't. Yeah, it's my mic is almost too good to pick up
You've
my
got an
screen."
anti Michael Jackson filter on your mic.
Well, I guess maybe that's not the worst thing.
No.
Well, Dave, I think it's time we start wrapping this baby up.
Sure,
Why?
yeah.
Why not? We've done what we have, and we've lost almost every viewer.
That's all right.
I think we got to take a long, hard look in the mirror and think about what we're doing with this show,
Sure.
which is something that we do, I think, quarterly, and then we do nothing.
Yeah. Well, there's like a meme of like the nothing ever happens guy.
And nothing ever happens.
Exactly. Everybody worries about all these sort of international incidents, the end of the world, but then there's the nothing ever happens guy that remind you that nothing actually is going to happen.
Maybe that should be the name of this show now. We're rebranding to the Nothing Ever Happens show.
That's a good name, actually.
Nothing ever happens.
Yeah.
But in many ways, everything does.
Yeah, I would say so.
Dave, final thoughts before we go to bed?
You know, I had fun, James. I think
I also had fun. This proves that you and I can just go.
Yeah, I think so. Regardless of
Despite having boring lives.
Yeah. Oh man, my life is so boring right now. It's insane.
Well, this shows that despite that type of monotony, we can talk for about an hour on the internet.
Yeah, I think so.
To an audience of one.
Nice. Audience of one, another good name for a show.
Yeah, well, I don't know if there'd be any other name that could best summarize what we do on a weekly basis for the past 5 years. And I'm announcing right now that we've been extended for another 5 years.
By who? Les Moonves?
Yeah, he's a big fan of what we do.
Yeah. All right.
So getting ready, we're inching closer to the 10-year anniversary in 2030.
Yeah. I'll have 5 kids by then.
Yeah, and I'll be trying to talk you into disowning them.
Yeah, that's right.
That's it for tonight. We'll be back next week. The time, I don't know. Until then, that's Dave. I'm James. You are you. We were here. Good night, goodbye, farewell, and of course, be well.